Happy Tuesday, and welcome to our Family First Advisors podcast. And happiness has been coming up a lot lately. Almost every meeting and conversation that we've had, the topic of happiness has been a focus. And last week, our newsletter title was Finding Happiness in a Conflicting World. So we thought, added to that, the 2026 World Happiness Report just got released. And Finland is again the number one country on that list of 147 countries. And our beloved Canada holds the 25th spot. Those rankings are pretty interesting, but what does it all mean? Where does it leave us? In a world that feels increasingly uncertain and certainly conflicted, what actually helps us be happy? And I thought, really more importantly, what is in our control? It doesn't take effort to feel unsettled right now. There is, again, the market, the news cycle is constant. The market fluctuations are as extreme as we've seen. And expectations are high, inflation is high, and there's a lot of uncertainty. Obviously, the geopolitics is increasingly concerning. And really, many people just, finding that margin, whether that's financially or emotionally, is just a long stretch right now. And when that kind of uncertainty becomes all of the background noise, the foreground noise, this is where unhappiness lives. Happiness has no chance when that sort of thought dominates your thinking and your doing. But really, we know that happiness was never meant to be present when everything is perfect and when circumstances are ideal. And the great news is that happiness is something that you can actually activate. You can build it. And one of the strongest foundations for building happiness is clarity, especially financial clarity. When you have a clear financial strategy, one that looks at all the area, touches all of the stones of your wealth, when it actively manages your debt, keeps your savings and investments on track, and has a family wealth plan that you can actually see the progress of your wealth journey. This is what gives you a sense of real control. You gain control because that sense of control matters. It reduces anxiety to see your progress along the way. It really quiets all of that mental noise because you know you have a specific goal that you have defined, and that you can see that the uncertainty gets replaced with direction. It helps to really boost our happiness. Family wealth planning is not about chasing numbers. It's about stability, and in an uncertain world, it's about creating structure that can withstand all types of scenarios and get you to the point that you are planning to be. So really, happiness doesn't come by structure or planning. Some happiness research is conclusive that there's a lot of difference to happiness. Some of the simplest things increase our happiness. Time in nature is one of those examples. Spring is arriving, and Canada's trails and parks and forests, coastlines, they are reopening. And that's like an invitation to us to really go and visit these places and slow down and gain some perspective and enjoy the beauties that we have in life. Outdoors lowers stress. That is a proven science. And really, it improves your mood, and it really gives you a better perspective on many things. So no subscriptions and no complexity, just presence. This connects to something that's really, it quietly shapes how you experience stress. And we're talking about that unhappy hormone, cortisol. And cortisol is not the enemy on its own. Cortisol actually helps us wake up, it helps us focus, and it helps us respond to challenges. The problem is when cortisol is present, elevated for too long. That's where things get really unhappy. And that often, in environments where there's uncertainty, cortisol thrives and unhappiness thrives. Financial uncertainty, emotional uncertainty, mental uncertainty. So really, regulating cortisol is really all about sending that message to self, to the self-evidence that you can trust yourself, that your plans are well made, and that you are actually en route, regardless of the circumstances. You're safe, and that you can recover in any case. So sleep matters. It does. Active living matters. I like to say sweating, right? getting that sort of elevated heart rate that gets you to a sweat level, that has a big impact on your happiness. Breathing with longer exhales, that impacts your happiness. Really, there's also something that we really think about in terms of how it connects to happiness, but financial uncertainty is one of the strongest drivers to chronic stress. Clarity around how your cash flows, how your debts get serviced, and really your overall wealth direction, your plan. What sort of desired retirement income will you want and be able to create? How will you manage your life bill? Those are the types of plans, and those are the types of goals that help you to significantly reduce your financial uncertainty and significantly elevate your happiness. So clarity is an active ingredient. Really, these are not monumental steps at all. These are incremental, small, intentional steps. Organizing your finances, taking one step forward in that, spending more time outside. That is not a hard change in behavior. And really thinking of how you manage stimulation, screen time, right, for all of us, adults and kids alike. And really creating routines, predictable daily routines that help you to create that certainty and create that stability. That's over time, compounding those acts, these choices will help to really reshape how you feel. And how resilient you're going to become, it's going to be incredible. So happiness isn't about escaping the world, like you're traveling to some psychedelic world. It's about building enough stability and calm to go through all of the life's circumstances, knowing that your plan is resilient and that it is going to be able to create the result. As a season brings, as a new season comes up, really consider what can you add to your program. One step forward in your financial clarity. One habit that supports a healthier nervous system. One reminder habit that happiness is really something that you have to choose and something that you have to practice. Thanks for spending time with us today, and I look forward to you tuning into our next episode.